All right, fess up, folks. Did you get a tattoo when you were young that maybe you regret now that you're a little older? Or maybe your tattoos are making it difficult to get a job out there, which is hard enough. Well, whatever your reasons may be for tattoo removal, advances in technology are making it easier than ever. And here to talk about your options for tattoo removal, Dr. Bein and Ivy Filson from St. Louis Vein Specialties. Good morning to you both. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great
to see you again.
Pleasure to see you as always. I'm very, very curious as to what sorts of people walk through your office door saying, I want to have this removed.
Very honestly, tattoos are meant to be permanent. And the advances today in laser allow us in our office to remove any type of color. The concept is we are exploding the individual pieces of pigment, which is severely painful. The reason that we have the largest and the most successful tattoo removal practice in town is because we give local anesthesia. I personally make sure the patient is completely comfortable because several treatments are involved at least, and they are severely painful. Without local, we see an enormous number of people who come from other offices and other tattoo parlors who've only had one treatment or one half of treatment and couldn't stand the pain. Once we give the local anesthesia, then we can proceed, and the patient actually looks forward to recurrent treatments till we get rid of the entire tattoo. What kind of people do we see?
We see everybody. We see the college student that comes home for summer break, and the parents see the tattoo, and there's discussion about how that's not appropriate. We see those patients. We see people entering military. We see FedEx employees that want to be able to wear a short sleeve shirt and have an arm sleeve. We see those patients. We see the 50-year-old, the 60-year-old that just, you know, slight indiscretion and they get a tattoo and regret it. So whether it's the week before or they've had it for 20 or 30 years, we can treat all tattoos, all ink colors, all body parts.
This laser technology, I think there's probably a common misunderstanding out there that this is like moving an eraser over the skin and it just wipes it away. It's a lot more complicated than that, really.
It's a process. We get tattoos with the intent of them being there permanently.
Yep.
And it is a definite process that, you know, treatments are spaced several weeks apart depending on the area of the body where the tattoo is located. So if it's an upper body area, typically 6 weeks apart. If it's a lower extremity, it's a little bit longer than that because it's actually the immune system that is processing and absorbing that ink, and that takes time.
Got it. We've got some before and afters too, so people at home can really see the result. And again, it's a process. It's not necessarily one trip into the office, so we've sort of divvied this up before, middle, and after. And as we're showing some of those, Dr. Bein, tell me a little bit about this laser, because one of the problems with tattoo removal has been we've been pretty good at getting certain colors for a long, long time, but we're getting better at getting all of these colors now.
Exactly right. If you have what's called an amateur tattoo or a prison tattoo, it's usually India ink. We can remove those quite rapidly, one or two treatments. However, professional tattoos, which sometimes are absolutely beautiful, need a little extra work. We have this very powerful laser called a stanza that will explode every pigment that you can imagine. All the pigment is exploded, but as Ivy said, it takes a time for the body to reabsorb the pigment, which we've exploded into small pieces. Very painful, however, with local anesthesia, the results are spectacular. Always spectacular, and because we are a surgical office, you do not see infection, you do not see complications, you do not see keloid blistering and so forth. The aftercare that Ivy gives before and after prevents any of these possible problems, and the results are universally excellent.
Love it. What an advancement. Ivy, Dr. Bein, thank you both so much for being here. And the local anesthetic, so if you're worried about the pain, worry no longer. If you'd like to talk to Dr. Bein about your tattoo removal options, call them. St. Louis Vein Specialties. It's 314-993-8233. Or there's a toll-free option, 866-626-VEIN. Virginia?
Much more ahead in the next half hour of Great Day St. Louis. A shoe shine business in the news for the way it's getting men into their store. And if you want a whiter smile without all the hassle of those drugstore white strips, you will not want to miss today's Great Day deal. We're helping you save almost half off a professional teeth whitening that can last for years. And your retirement should be spent relaxing, not worrying about money. Up next, we're sitting down with the Heist Advisory Group, who have advice for making your retirement stress-free. But first, here's another great dinner idea from Deerberg's Recipe Box. Today, we're making sliders with a horseradish aioli. What?
Hi, I'm Kathy Chipley from Dearborg School of Cooking with an idea from Dearborg's Recipe Box. Today I'm making sliders with horseradish aioli. These mini burgers are inside-out cheeseburgers. For 12 sliders, I'll need 24 patties. I gently press the meat into a rectangle and cut it into a 4x6 grid. That'll ensure that I have even portions. I'll take each piece and gently press it into a patty, pressing as evenly as I can. Now, it's a combination of beef and pork that makes these really tasty. To keep them juicy, you want to be sure not to overmix the meat or overwork it as you shape it. And once they're all pressed out, you'll take a small cube of cheese and put that on half of the patties. I'm using cheddar, but this would also be really good with blue cheese. Place the second patty on top, then just use the tines of a fork to gently seal the edges. Now you'll cook the burgers for about 4 minutes per side. Now I'll serve the sliders on a toasted baguette slice. I grilled these a little bit earlier. I'll top it with a dollop of aioli. Classic aioli is a combination of mayonnaise and garlic. We added a little kick to ours with some Dijon mustard and some horseradish. Like any aioli, the flavor develops even more when it's in the fridge for a couple of hours. These burgers may be small in size, but they are big in flavor. For great recipe ideas, including sliders with horseradish aioli, check out our website at dearborgs.com.